Hi, this is Kim Watson. Welcome to this initial video on an introduction to MT4 and placing a trade. So this is very much the first of a number of videos. I will put the links to the other videos below this video so you can log in and link into those other videos. This video, as I said, it's really a quick overview of MT4, and then it will be how to place some trades. I'll cover how to set the charts up, put your indicators on, etc. on other videos. So here it goes. Now I've just taken a Core Spreads demo account here. This is one of the brokers we recommend. You can read some more below. Again, I'll put links to Best Brokers Online site, but it's one of the recommended brokers that we use. So what we're going to do here is I'm just going to show you around first. This is MT4 is MT4. Some brokers add little bits to it, little bells and whistles, which you might see on some of them. It's a very generic platform that's used by most brokers, or most brokers offer, but what I really want to show you is the sort of your way around here. So let's have a look at the way around here. Okay, you've got some charts that you can already see. You can see 4 charts as it comes in its standard format. I've messed around with these and changed the colors a little bit in the background because I actually did a session to our day trading clients just yesterday, but I'm going to show you how to do things with the charts anyway. But so you've got the charting area. The charting area can also you can do all your ordering and trading from the charting area if you wish. So we'll come on to that in a moment. You've got a watch list. Now this is a small watch list that's on here. Again, I will show you more on watch lists on another video, but in fact it will be a very short video probably on its own, just sorting out your watch list and getting a list of currencies that you like to follow. Chart specific, I will cover that, and as I said, at the moment there's 4 charts open here for you to look at. I don't use it on this layout personally. I have it on a single chart layout and just use the tabs along the bottom to move from one to another, which is simple enough. At the bottom here you've got your order details. Now sometimes you'll open up and you'll find that that's actually missing, but if you click on view here and you've got the market watch, so you can click on the market watch. I'll put that back again. So that's basically the watch list. Let's see, view. Go back to view here. You've got your data window. I don't really use that at all, so we won't be talking much more about that then. You've got your navigator. You can see that's down the bottom here. The navigator includes all your, you can do a quick button click back on here. The same buttons are across the top here, but see, it's your navigator. Your terminal, as you can just see, I just clicked on that and it disappeared from the bottom. This is basically your trade information, your exposure, your account history. You can collect some news from here as well, other alerts, etc. You'll get sent emails from the broker that you sign up with here. So that's the sort of very simple overview here. As I said, I'll talk about the charts, etc. on a second video or a different video. What I want to do now, just in case you didn't catch that, all I've done is you either double click on the chart itself or maximize the chart, and you end up with one single chart here. So what I want to do is show you a number of methods to get into a position. Firstly, one thing to check, if you go to tools and options, there's a trade tab here. You do not necessarily, I certainly wouldn't recommend you have one-click trading on, particularly when you're new to trading here. If I pop one-click trading on, it comes up with all this, I accept these terms and conditions, and I click OK, and I can simply, and I'll show you this, might as well, I can actually buy, there we go, it's bought, the size of the positions up here, and I can close that position off just by clicking on there, and it's done. Very quick, very dangerous in the wrong hands. So what we're going to do, generally you have to click on buttons to agree to accept that. Just don't accept it, but this button up here is very useful. If I want to place a trade, I can place it by clicking on the button up here, and now it will bring me up a deal ticket. Now this is a very simple order ticket where I can put the size of position I want to put in up here. I can put my stop loss and my take profit. Now this is probably the quickest way, say quickest way apart from one-click trading of course, but it's the quickest way of setting up a trade. Now there's a bit of a cheat around this, because I can, let's say I wanted to sell this market, so we just click in sell and I'm in the position. So that's not giving me a second, are you sure, or anything. It's not like Microsoft all the way through quite. So there you are, we're in a position short on this market. Now I haven't obviously put a stop loss or a take profit. Let's just run through here what you're going to see when you get an order number, the exact time, and this will be the time of your brokerage is time to, so it's 1616. This in fact is a UK based and it's working on UTC, so it's absolute spot on for me in the UK here. It's told me what I've done. I've sold one contract of the euro dollar and the price I've sold it at. As I said, there is no stop or any orders. Now all I did was double click on that stop loss. That's one way of doing it. You can click up here and do it. There's so many different ways of doing exactly the same things here. So I'm just going to do it the simple way, just double click down here and I'm going to modify the order. That's what it's suggesting. I want to modify the order, and then I can put my stop level. One thing to bear in mind here, and this is very important, if you look here, it goes to 5 digits. So there's 5 digits. So we're generally putting this a 20 pip stop. If you're looking at normally 4 digits, and we're just looking at a 20 pip stop, they work on a 5-digit basis. So you have to put 200. So 200 points, and it's points and not pips here. Same principle. So it's 20 pips or 200 points. And then what I've got here, now what I've done, I should explain, is I've used this before, obviously demonstrating it yesterday, and it's automatically remembered the data that I already had in here. So what I can do is I can either stick with my set stop, but of course I should be looking at the market and thinking, well actually maybe I want to stop at the highs here. I can be a bit lazy and just say, yep, I'll take this and I'll take that, close this off, and then the laziness is, well actually I can drag, whoops, here we go. He says, easy for me to explain, there we go, drag that up, agree to that, and then put the take profit in the right place and run it. That's a very quick way, and I do it a lot that way personally. So I have a very standard stop and just leave it in there, and then I can drag it and you can see on the chart exactly where you want it to be. So let's just say actually I want to take the profit if it hits near the lows there, so just leave a little bit for spread, and there we are. So if the price hits that level, it will hit my take profit. And now you can also see down the bottom here, down the bottom here, it's now got the stop loss up here and the take profit down here. So really simple. Alternative way, I'm going to get rid of those now. So let's get rid of this. Let's just get rid of, oh actually I say get rid of them, let's just adjust them a different way. I could adjust them just by clicking on here and simply, instead of using the points here, I can actually put the specific price level in down here if I want to put it in to a certain level, or and the same with the take profit. So if I wanted to put a specific number in there, I could put that specific number in. So there we go. So, and then once you've modified it, so let's just modify that down a couple of pips, a little bit, click OK, and there we are. And it's immediately adjusted the top there and adjusted the bottom, and it's very simple. That's how simple it is. So that's a trade I've just got in. We're going to close this trade off. Let's close this. Now we can close it partially. So up the top here, there was a full contract, so I can close the trade. If I wanted to take a part profit halfway towards my ultimate line is, I could go 0.5 here and close. He says using the right keyboard would be really useful. 0.5 up here and close this, and all of a sudden I've locked in half of my profit, and I've got it. Yeah, as I say, it's all done. And the position size, there we are, position size is now down to a half a contract, so I'm in that short for a half a contract. Now if I hadn't something's changed and I haven't actually got a specific target, or if I'm trading it completely manual and I've opened up I put a stop loss behind it, but I haven't actually set a determined target. It may be a moving average, and yes, I've generally personally put a target in there, but sometimes if it's around news and you're in price, you may just want to take it away and just see if you can if the price would go with you. So you may leave it and just not have this in at all. So you can actually sorry, I'm just double click on here. He says I can double click here. Let's just do it, it's easier. And if I set this to 0 and modify it, you see the order's disappeared there, and I just click OK. So that take profit order is now gone. So I'm still in the trade there, not done anything to the trade. I've not touched the stop. I've just removed the order. Now if I want to then manually close it, I can simply click on this little button here and press close, or again I could reduce the size of the position. So it's whatever I want to do there. Okay, so I'm going to close this. There we go. So that was one way of placing a trade. So that's a trade trade at market immediate. Let's say I was just actually had a certain level that I want to sell at, which the price hasn't got to yet. Either it could be a long or a short. I've just done a short, so I'm going to do it on the short side. So let's say actually I've been waiting. I've got a trend line. If it breaks this trend line, I want to put a sell in. So I'd put either a buy limit if I wanted to buy it. Well, I'm dealing with selling at the moment. Let's just put the sell stop. So this is a ticket to sell at a specific price if it breaks a certain level. So, and again, you adjust the size. You put your stops in as I would have before. So remember to put your stops away from where the current price is. You can cheat again here because you can adjust it afterwards, but it's at this stage you should be really thinking, well actually I want to put it at 1865, so let's just put 865 in there. And if the take profit, if you just click on here, it will bring some numbers up for you. And let's just for the matter what level we're trying to get in at 1819, so let's go 1700. It's just so it's well below 17. There you go, 1700. Okay, so that's all set up there, and then just check everything. Expires, the expiry date's here, so the 13th. It's actually the 13th today, so this is going to expire. Well, it could, if I clicked on it, expire tonight, or I can set a particular expiry on this as well. So if it's not done by tonight, I might say, well actually I'm not interested, but you can actually, so I can click for today. I'm going to not do that anyway for a moment, but you can do. The price I've set in there, just check that the price is correct. I just did it off the chart here, but you can check that the price is correct, and then just place. And now what I've got there, let's just squeeze the chart up a little bit. I've got a stop, I've got a trigger area down here, so if the price hits that, it's not, now important thing here, it's not a live trade, but it's a live order, so it sits on this trade button. So if it was a live trade, it would be above this this amount that's in the account. As it sits below it, it's just telling you it's not actually placed yet, but it's sitting there pending. And you see the green on the color here, that's suggesting that it's within 10 pips of price. So when it's in 10 pips of price, the green lights up. It's just color scheme they use to get you excited probably, but you shouldn't be looking at it if you're just walking away and that's the price that if you wanted to sell, if it gets down there, well there you go. You've got your stop loss. You can check everything, and as I said, you can be lazy because if you said, oh actually I've got that slightly wrong, I want to actually move that there, you can just click there and modify it. Simple as that. You just drag it around on the chart. So it's a lot easier when you've got it visually on a chart. I do trade on one of my accounts. I'm just trading off a platform, and it's not on a chart, and I just find MT4 so much easier for trades in terms of visually. So that's placing the sell side. So I'm going to delete. If you want to delete this, you can just simply click here, and if you can modify it, delete it, whatever you want to do. I'm going to delete this one so it's out of our way. So I've looked at the short side of things. Let's look at the long side, or let's look at a slightly different way of, again, same principle. Sometimes you don't see this little drop down. In fact, sometimes when you open your chart it may just be showing a chart like this. So if you want to show it, there's a little show trading panel. There you go. So it's easier. But let's say we wanted to buy it, we can actually just double click on the currency. Actually, this is euro. That's a pound opener. There you go. There's a euro, and we could actually just look to buy it off of the ticket here. We could place the stops, as I say, beforehand. My personal preference is just to if I'm sitting waiting for the trade to set up, is just literally wait for the trade to set up. Sometimes I'll have the stop in place. I'll set the I know a price level I want to get to. Let's say I want to get to 31, so let's just say I'm going to put my stop at 15. So just delete this, put my 15 in there, so that will be where my stop loss is, and that will be in immediately at the same time as I press the button here to buy. I'm going to be a bit, oh, is it going to give me 31? You can see the price here changing, 30 and a half. Oh, sorry, that's why I'm buying it. I'm buying at the market. I'm paying at 31. It's hit 31. What we're talking about. There we go. So I'm in the trade. So I've just bought that position. Again, as you see, you always check the positions. Now it keeps the last position as it's set up by default on here. So it's keeping the last position. And then I just click OK, take that ticket away, and it's there. So I haven't put a take profit on there. I've just put a stop loss. Now, as I said, there's different ways I can go and edit this. I can just double click on the take profit square here, and it'll bring me up a modify order, and I can put my profit level on there. Let's say I wanted 40 pips, so I'd have to put 400 here. Remember, 40 pips plus the 5th digit, and there we go. So that will give me, there we go, and that's going to take me up to that level. Now I'll just say again, I've got that wrong. I actually wanted to come out at this point here. I can modify it just simply by clicking on the chart, dragging the price down there and modifying it. Okay, so on the left hand side here you've got a confirmation at any one time, which is the same as what you've got here. You can actually, when you move these, I'm just going to move that, you can also see it gives you pips and profit. So across here, look, it's got the take profit level, how much profit in actual US dollar terms, and also how many pips. I mean, you shouldn't really be concentrating too much on the profit side of things there. You should just be looking at the chart here on the right hand side, but as I say, it's all there for you to adjust. Now if I don't want to adjust that, I just leave it where it is. So there we go. So that's setting up a buy order. So now I'm going to leave that there actually. Sorry, that's a buy at market order that I've placed in there, and the stops and the take profit I've adjusted to it. Now finally I'm going to put in a actually if it breaks a certain level, I want to get into the trade, so I want to buy it. So I'm going to actually put a buy order in there and check the size of the position again. Actually the other was half. Let's say I want to add in another half, so I'm just going to adjust that half a contract. So just adjust your size. Stop loss, I may just want to put it at exactly the same place as the last trade, so I can put it at 15, and then so if it's triggered, it'll put the stop down here at the same level, and take profit maybe with this half. I'm going to run it a little bit further, and I'm going to run it up to 1900. Let's go. So let's just click on some price here in the first place. It always helps easier. It's easier to do things from here. So let's put that up to 1900. So there we go. So let's just check through as ever. Just check your positioning, your position size, your position level, or the entry level 1844. You can see on the chart, you'll be able to see it even clearer on the chart when I press this place button, but you can check that 1844 is the right sort of area. Look on your chart and as I say, plain chart at the moment, you may have more detail. This is an hourly chart all on its own. You may have a reason to be buying at that point, and that's it, all set up. Again, you can put the expiry in if you want, and just place the trade or place the order. Now the order's placed. There's no difference in terms of a buy stop and the actual buy, so on here just be aware of that. They don't differentiate. I think you can actually differentiate. Let's just have a look in properties here. Can I put a buy stop differently? Not as I can see. So you can't differentiate there. Now this existing position that I've got here is looking like it might actually stop me out, you see, so I'll just let this roll its own place. That will stop me, that original position. Obviously, as I said, the order I just placed, which is here, if you notice, this is below the line, so it's not active. Above the line, it's not an order, it's an open position. So above the money, these are open positions, and you'll see a profit level over here. Below the line is my active order if the price was to continue up to that direction. So what I've shown you then is how to do the sell side immediately, and also how to put a sell stop in there basically. And then we've just done here how to buy immediately and how to put a buy stop in. Now I've looked at buy stops. In fact, what I'm going to do is one more trade here. Let's get rid of all this off here so it's clear. Actually, yeah, let's close it all. Okay, and let's get rid of this. Let's say that was above the price, that buy order. Let's just say I've actually got a trend line. I want to buy off the trend line, or a certain level. Let's say these prior highs here. I'm thinking that this is a good area to buy, so I can have a buy limit, so it won't actually buy that position until the price gets down there. That's as much as I want to pay for it, or here it is, 18.18, so that's as much as I want to pay for it. In fact, it's nearly there, so I'm going to have to adjust that a little bit, but let's just go down to a little bit lower. Obviously, if you're sitting there, you just wait for this to come down to 18, but let's just say it was 12. I wanted to get in 18.12, and there was a bit of support or a moving average or whatever it is. Let's just say it's there. Again, I can place my stops. Be careful that your stop is below the price that you actually wanted to do. It's one of the things I get in a tangle with sometimes. And look, this price is dropping so quickly. It's not quite into my my stop loss is there at the moment. I just wondered why the line was on the left hand side here. It will show you in this little horrible tick box. Okay, let's just say, actually I want to put that at 1790. 1790, not 18. Let's just go one more. 1790, there we go. So I'm going to place the stop at 1790 if it gets taken, and then the take profit you can put in now, or you can leave it to a later date. Let's just say I want to go back up to the highs, and that's 1860, let's say. So there we go. So that's this is a waiting for price to come down to something, and there's obviously it's inverted for the sell side. So I can place that. Now if this level here is hit, it will trigger my buy, so it'll buy me into the position, at which time these stop and this take profit become live. But at the moment, all these positions, all these orders are sitting there below the line, and they're pending orders. They're not live trades. So if you're worried about it actually pushing through the highs here and you get into a trade, well, the trade hasn't triggered the initial point of it. These are dependent on this trade being taken in the first place. So it will not worry you, not to worry about if you leave this alone and it goes flying up and through that area. Am I going to be in a as a take profit? That's a sell point. Have I just sold the market there? Well, the answer is no. You won't be, because it's not a triggered trade. It has to trigger you in the trade first. So once that's done, yes, if it does then turn around, that becomes a live trade, and you'll see it above the line as a live trade. So that's as far as I'm going to go. It's gone a little bit longer in time than I expected, but it's very important that you can actually be able to trade properly off of the MT4 platform if you're going to do it manually. So that's this particular video wound up. If you want to ask further questions, do so below. I will answer them. And also there will be, as I said, a link to many other videos below that you can find out about, well, where can I find all the other things I want to trade. I want to put different indicators onto my charts. I want to change the time frame of the charts. All that sort of thing will be set up there on those other videos. So that's it for me. I hope you find this useful. Do remember to give me a thumbs up if you do, by the way. Thank you.